The following program is rated R.
Yes. It's Monday, fellas. And you know what time that is? It's time for the Rated R Monday Night Raw show. I'm one of your hosts, Venomous Vincent, alongside the executive consultant, right off the heels of the award show last Thursday, man. How much fun was that? The whole gang was here. We got everybody on the screens. We had cameos. I mean, Chris, it was a blast.
Indeed, it was, my friend, a blast, and I'm glad we did this. I'm glad we do it every year. Looking forward to next year, and hopefully I do a little bit better. But let me go ahead and start off by saying that I am sick and tired of you all, everybody watches this, treating me like a freaking heel. Like I'm the bad guy. I'm not the bad guy. I'm the good guy. I call people out on their crap that I see when I see crap, right? Even in the toilet, I call it out. Kevin Owens is right. Drew McIntyre is right. Seth Rollins is right. And the executive consultant is right. You think I was a heel before? You ain't seen nothing yet. In 2025, I'm going to be the biggest heel of all time.
I don't know how. I honestly don't know how you can be a bigger heel than you are now. I really don't. I mean, you kind of stole the show Thursday night. You know, a lot of us are still scratching our heads, going, "How you got the most popular vote?" But hey, listen. Let's go over real quick. Let's for who maybe some people did not catch the award show this past Thursday. Let's go over some of the winners and the losers. Excuse me, just the winners here. For best pay-per-view, I think this could have went two ways. I think SummerSlam was a better PLE, but you know, the fans voted for WrestleMania 40.
I voted for SummerSlam as well. I was at SummerSlam. I was at WrestleMania. I thought SummerSlam was a far superior show. I think WrestleMania 40, you had some moments, but I felt like it was overrated.
Male Superstar of the Year went to Jey Uso. This man's come a long way. He really has. He's one of those guys that you really didn't think he was going to be a star, and he has his own catchphrase, and people are just going nuts over it.
Was he there tonight?
Yeet was not there tonight.
I think this Raw was lacking.
This Raw was a little off tonight. It really was. Wrestle Moment of the Year goes to Cody winning his story at WrestleMania 40.
Terrible moment.
A breakout star of the year went to Bron Breakker. Best UPR host of the year went to the Mike with the Mike Knox show. Match of the year went to Punk versus Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns versus Cody. So it was a little tie. This one I'm a little bit of biased about. Funniest host of the year, the executive consultant. Very biased about that. That could have went a couple ways, but you know,
it could have went a couple ways. I agree with you.
It could have went a couple ways. What else am I missing here? Best UPR duo of 2024 went to Chris and Big Daddy Cool.
Can't argue with that.
Yeah, you know, I could argue.
Really? Who did you think deserved it?
I mean, by far, it should have been me or Katie or Or me or Dan.
Just a second. You and Katie not even on the same show. What's going on, Jeffrey?
We were for a while.
Yeah, he is. I picked Vinny for funniest host. Okay, Jeffrey.
Heel of the year went to The Rock. I can go with that. I really can.
Rock wasn't on the entire year, but his impact from the beginning of the year was felt throughout the rest of the year.
Tag team of the year went to Jade
And Bianca.
and Bianca Belair. Female wrestler of the year. This to me was throw off with Nia Jax. I really
Nia Jax deserves it. She has been the most consistent wrestler female wise of the year. Consistent.
It is if you're watching sumo wrestling in Japan. It could be. That definitely could be. I mean, if you're watching sumo wrestling in Japan, maybe.
I'm happy Nia Jax won. I voted for Nia. I think she deserves it.
Let's see. Wrestling moment of the year. You got to fill me in because a couple of these are blank.
Check your next one. It's in 2.
Okay. Wrestling moment of the year went to Cody. Well, I already did that one. I did that one. Bron Breakker.
It was the breakout star.
I did Bron Breakker. I'm missing one more though. Hold on. What am I missing here? Oh, babyface of the year.
Jey Uso, he deserves it.
Okay.
I mean, he's an over superstar in wrestling, but for some reason he wasn't on Raw tonight. I don't understand. If he wasn't on Raw tonight, your world heavyweight champion wasn't on Raw tonight. I don't understand what they were doing. I wasn't a fan of this episode, Vinny.
No, I definitely wasn't. I am a fan of we have new world tag team champions though. I'm a little.
Okay, hold on, just a second. You mean to tell me you're going to sit here and make sumo wrestling comments about Nia Jax, but you're fine with the Viking Raiders, War Raiders, what the hell they're called, winning the tag team championship?
Yeah, I'll tell you why. Because they're going to defend it more than 3 times over 156 day of championship.
So you're going to bore me more than 3 times is what you're saying.
Hey, listen, if they're defending champions, the belts, I will watch them. I don't like people that dance around and hold things in their hands for 156 days and not defend the titles. That, my friend, I think is a little bogus.
They are a boring tag team.
I mean, they're sumo wrestlers too, but I mean, they could fly.
No, they can't.
Those guys flew all over tonight. They flew around the ring. What do you mean?
Not Eric. Ivar can fly. I'll give you Ivar, but Eric can't.
Ivar was flocking tonight. Let's get into it, guys. Let's get into our Monday Night Raw for December 16th, 2024. We only have a couple more left. What, we have two more left until the big move from Netflix?
3 Mondays left, I believe.
3 Mondays. Let's start the show off with CM Punk coming out, and he really was trying to get underneath the skin of one Seth freaking Rollins tonight. A lot of low blows, a lot of shots, a lot of comments about 7-year absence, chanting his name while he's gone, and then you had a little different Seth Rollins tonight. He kind of looked like a guy that wasn't playing around tonight. He wanted to get down to business. Coming down from the crowd, looking around, looking for a fight, and a fight he got. Chris, was this is the moment you say in every show? What do you call it again?
It's the pull apart. Every fucking episode on Monday Night Raw trips. Can I get something different for once? I'm sick and tired of seeing Jason Jordan and Kenny Dykstra and Jamie Noble come out with the referees and they're all grabbing people and saying, oh, no. And then the other wrestlers try to get to each other. Then they run around. Like, it's the same thing every single week. You know what I'm about to say? Missionary position. Every single week. Let it go. When you do it every week, it makes it less special, Trips. Why don't you see this? Every single episode of Raw and every other episode of SmackDown, there's a pull apart segment. Every one.
Well, they started the show off with the pull apart, so maybe they're trying to get it out of the way.
No. We're going to talk about some more later because it happens again. It happens again, Vinny.
Okay. All right. These guys went on a battle for, I don't know, a good, 10, 15 minutes they went on? I mean, they kept jumping over the guardrail, and then Seth Rollins runs into the crowd around the section where the commentators are to finally meet CM Punk on the other side. And it's amazing how quick these officials can get from where they were ringside all the way from in the middle of the stands. These guys, they must have flew over there or jumped very high like Mario. Like Mario's trying to get the coins. I mean,
I don't know what the hell they're doing. They you got it. I'm pissed. I'm hot. Why? Every time, and these idiots in Boston, Massachusetts, they're eating it up. I'm like, bro, you saw this last time you were there with Triple H. Come on, bro.
They did mention that they kind of put this in with Saturday night's main event, but they made a mention to in that building, the Boston Garden. This is where WrestleMania 14 took place, where Shawn Michaels lost his title to Stone Cold Steve Austin in '98 with Mike Tyson as the enforcer. And this was probably the last match we saw Michaels in for a while. He went away after this, didn't he?
Yes.
For quite a while, he went away.
4.5 years. He was still around. Don't get me wrong, he was still around, but he wasn't wrestling for a while after this.
We go from that.
He's trolling me.
Yes. We go back from this to backstage where the Judgment Day. It does not look like they're on sync. Finn Balor is calling out the rest of the Judgment Day, saying, "Where were you guys when I was getting beat down on Saturday night's main event?" He had a very, very smirky face. Carlito is in the background playing with an apple and trying to figure out which character he's going to be on 2K24. And, for me, Raquel is just – I feel like Raquel is just so out. Like, I really don't understand why she's in this group. Like, how did this happen?
She's the bodyguard of Liv Morgan.
Huh?
She's the bodyguard of Liv Morgan. What do you mean?
Oh, is that what it is?
What's up, Shaman?
Okay. I didn't know that as a champion you have to have a bodyguard. I didn't know you couldn't defend yourself. I mean that just could be my opinion, but I didn't know you couldn't defend yourself as a champion. You had to have a bodyguard. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did Shawn Michaels have a bodyguard as well when he was the champion?
Yes.
That's right.
Diesel, Psycho Sid.
That's right.
I mean, he's like had the most famous one.
Okay. Liv Morgan, Dirty Dom, and Raquel had some unfinished business to do later on the night. But we go from the promo in the back to our first match, the Intercontinental Championship match. Bron Breakker taking on Ludwig Kaiser. This match was kind of a snore to me. What I really didn't like is I didn't like the fact that Bron Breakker sold this injury of his arm for majority of the match. He still wrestled with it, but I felt like it took away from his speed and some of the stuff that he usually does in the match. What was your take on this match?
I thought the match was great. I was surprised that they let Ludwig, and I understand why though. They let Ludwig get so much offense in on Bron Breakker. Bron looked like he escaped by the skin of his teeth, and he's been a dominant person in the ring. So it was a little surprising. I mean, Bron was playing the babyface in this role. But the crowd was I mean, not the crowd. I'm reading one of the comments, but the match itself wasn't bad. I will say that Rachel looked so hot. I think she did. Yeah, Big Daddy cool. Raquel's Big Mommy cool. Yeah, okay, exactly. The crowd was bored of this match. The crowd was not into this match. And it showed. I mean, Bron Breakker, I think, is the future star, but I don't think Ludwig is people buying on him yet, and that's the problem. They're not buying what he's selling. The whack match, I fell asleep, and I can understand why you fell asleep. I thought the match wasn't bad though.
I'm glad you liked it. I thought it was a little. I thought it was a little off. I really did. But yeah, we obviously knew that Bron Breakker was not going to lose his title this quick. I think he's going to have the title for a while, not as long as Gunther, but he's gonna have it for a bit now. So yeah, your winner of the match is Bron Breakker.
Did anybody think that he really was going to lose?
No, I knew he wasn't going to lose. Was it really Bron Breakker the winner, or was it his shoulder? What was the real winner of this match? The shoulder or Bron Breakker? I think the shoulder was really the winner of it.
How do you figure that, sir?
The shoulder did a fantastic job. The shoulder could have won an Oscar.
Are you talking about as many times as he flew?
No, as many times as he was holding that arm.
Because that was the story of the match. The story of the match.
No, I know. I'm just saying though. I think the belt should have went to the actual shoulder than Bron Breakker. Bron Breakker was selling the hell out of that arm.
Yeah, I can't deny that, Vinny. You're right.
Let's go from there to a promo in the back with Rey Mysterio, the New Day. You know what? I don't know how I feel about this, man. I really don't. I don't understand the concept of so let me get this straight. Are the New Day now they're heels now, right?
No.
They're not heels.
No. How are they heels?
Well, I thought a heel was when the audience didn't like them.
No, just a second. AEW's still around. Can you consider them a heel? No, they're not. They're not heels. I feel like
they're not baby faces.
I feel like they told their piece. They spoke their truth, and people are hating on them, and I don't understand why. Right? Where's Freckles when you need him? Freckles couldn't make it tonight, but
Freckles is gonna defend Big E, but I'm not gonna defend Big E. I'm gonna say that the New Day is correct. This guy, instead of being there for his boys, this guy went to go on to be a color commentator. He's on the kickoff show. He's making M&M commercials. I think we saw him a couple times at the movie theater eating some popcorn. Why was this guy away from his so-called family? He wants to come back and be the manager. It don't work that way. It doesn't work that way at all.
Speak your truth, Eddie.
So we have a backstage with Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio, of all freaking people, this hypocrite, terrible father of the year of the decade, has the nerve to sit here and judge the New Day. Right? Terrible father. Dirty Dog had to raise himself. Thank God they found Liv Morgan. And you have the nerve to sit here and judge them? That's why I don't like you, right?
Who are you talking to?
Talking to Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio informs the New Day that nobody wants him in the locker room.
Nobody wants to see Rey Mysterio. He's just upset about that.
What do you mean? Rey Mysterio is great. He can still move. He can still fly.
Rey Mysterio, who just turned 50 years old.
And he looks like he's still 30 years old.
You're able to see that through the mask, huh?
I sure can. We move on from all night long, man. All night long, they are plugging the hell out of this Netflix, as they should, this Netflix move on January 6th. We also find out on Thursday, 11 Eastern, we're going to be getting a press conference from the WWE headquarters. It's actually funny because I don't know if you know this, but
how dare you?
What? How dare me?
Talking to Jeffrey, saying the New Day deserve to be judged. No, they don't.
2 days ago, WWE just sold their studios in Hartford, Connecticut, for $8.7 million.
The studio or their
both.
No, it wasn't a studio. It was their old office.
No. Go back and look. I read it today.
Where's Mad Dog Kelly when you need him? Somebody get Mad Dog Kelly on the horn.
Here, look. Okay, so look. It says CTI Insiders reports that WWE has sold their production studio in Darlene, Connecticut, developing firm for V20 Group, a total cost of $7.5 million.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
So not only did they sell the headquarters, but they had a studio down the street a little bit from the actual headquarters that they sold to. So
did you like WWE Studios?
You mean the movies?
Yeah.
I think the See No Evil movie when it came out was really good. I think
the first one or the second one?
The first one.
Did you see the second one?
Yeah, I thought the second one was okay. And then when Triple H did that movie where he was supposed to be he did that movie where he's on a field trip. He was supposed to be like
I think it was the chaperone.
Yeah. I think WWE tried to get into too much. You know, they were doing football, movies, TV shows. So now I wasn't a big fan. I really wasn't a big fan. We go to Liv Morgan's promo with the women's IC title tournament right behind it. And she is saying that, actually Dominic was saying that she is the greatest women's heavyweight champion of all time. Then is interrupted by Rhea Ripley, who informs her and lets her know that she is still the number one contender for Liv Morgan's Women's World Championship. I think you know what? I can honestly say Rhea Ripley and Toni Storm. I feel like they use these two similar, and the reason why I say this is they changed Toni Storm's look like Liv Morgan changes her underwear. They're always changing these girls' looks. These are the only two people in wrestling business that gets their looks changed all the time. I mean, Liv Morgan was badass. Rhea Ripley was a badass look. Then she was gothic, and now what is she? Now she's like babyface. I mean, am I on? You see what I'm? Do you feel what I'm saying?
No, she looks the same. She always dresses the same now. But I will tell you this: Rhea's probably winning the title back, and she's too over for her not to have the title. But God, she's a division killer.
What do you mean division killer?
Just a second. She's a division killer. Nobody knows anybody else on the Raw Women's division but Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. She's a division killer.
I think she's a better champion than Liv Morgan.
She just beats everybody. It's nothing interesting.
I mean, it's better than not defending the title at all.
Here you go again.
I mean, this is what WWE love to do. They put championships on people and not defend them. I mean, that's not good.
Rhea Ripley is probably going to beat Liv Morgan. I don't know. I'm sick of this feud. This has been going on too long. That's one thing I agree with Rhea on. But, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we got a lot more Monday Night Raw to talk. This is going to be a quick one because this episode really had a lot of talking, a lot of filler. But stay with us. You're watching Unpopular Review.
Oh, Fanny Obama.
Previously on the Mike Knox Show.
No. Why?
Who are you rooting for tonight?
I'm rooting for everybody black.
All right, but we are back. That's just a few of the nominations this week on the show. But before we get into y'all favorite segment of the week, that's she says anyway, my daughter's segment, Michaela Wonders.
Ladies and gents, and the winner is, drumroll please, wondering about WWE.
Well, you guys' favorite segment won, and I've also been around for, I think, 3-4 months.
Sometimes you gotta pop out and
I am the EST of UPRE. Thank you very much.
And just for the record, y'all, I do not prep that little girl.
She just went off on everybody.
The breakout star of the year, Tiffany Stratton, Bron Breakker, Joe Hardy. We got
Hardy.
What's his damn name?
Hendry.
I hate his fucking name. Then we got the Mike Knox show, the NXT review show, the AEW show, SmackDown review show, the Raw show for best UPR show of the year. I won it last year. I hope I win it again this year from the people. Then we got the best host of the year. We got myself, Mike Knox, Bad Guy Jack, Cactus Katie, Z is Silent, Venomous Vinny, and Executive Consult.
Who won this?
You know it's rigged. Yeah. Watch BEC.
Hey, Mike Knox is the winner.
I get shit.
All right, Mike.
You know, that's 2 times in a row.
Beat your ass and hide the Bible if God watching.
What it is I love this award. I don't think I deserve this award. This is 2 years in a row, and I don't want this one. But I love you for it.
That's like the only one.
All right, well, who is our winner, EC? Oh. The Mike Knox Show!
It's all I wanted.
Sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas.
Thank you, God. Victory! Lose it, bite my tongue for no one. I put you on blast. So all the news channels, y'all can kiss my ass. YouTube or Google me, turn it up and play it. Cause many people think it, I just had the balls to say it. Lose. Hold on here. Is this the barbershop? Is this the barbershop? It's the barbershop. I mean, we can't talk straight in the barbershop. Then where can we talk straight? We can't talk straight nowhere else. You know, this ain't nothing but healthy conversation.
Well, that is the Mike Knox Show. You can catch him every Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern. And congratulations to Mike Knox. 2 years in a row, he's won Best Host. And congratulations to all our winners on the UPR.
Just a second. So you see that I'm still the biggest heel in UPR? That's what you're telling me? I'm still the biggest heel in UPR? This man created a whole section of a shrine for himself in the awards, but I'm the biggest heel. The EC, the executive consultant, is the biggest heel. Y'all full of shit.
I mean, hey, if the shoe fits, wear it, right? Let's get into the match. We had a triple threat match for the women's inauguration Intercontinental Championship tournament. We had Tony Stark.
Tony Stark? Iron Man was in this match?
Zoe Stark.
Oh, where was Iron Man?
Zoe Stark. We had Raquel Gonzalez, and we had
Raquel who?
Raquel Gonzalez.
Raquel who?
Raquel Gonzalez, right?
No, that was NXT, bro.
I'm sorry, Raquel Rodriguez. Excuse me.
You know what? Maybe you and Katie should have been best duo. I don't understand what's going on. Amertech pavers are the way to go. Zoe Stark. Tony Stark. Oh, jeez.
Hey, listen, we can all have a brain fart every once in a while. What was your take on this match?
The women's division on Raw is lacking heavily. Now, granted, I think it's going to improve because I really think that WWE is about to take a lot of stars from SmackDown and put them on Raw. I swear to you, it just looks like it. They're about to make Raw the A show again, and SmackDown the bitch show. It's just really lacking talent. I mean, let me put it this way: all these women are talented, but it's lacking star power, and that's what this match reminded me of. They're lacking star power. But congratulations to who won? Zoe Stark.
Tony Stark.
Iron Man. Cactus Katie.
It's main event time. We are going into the World Tag Team Championship match. Your favorite team, the War Raiders, taking on Finn Balor and JD McDonough of the Judgment Day.
How boring are the War Raiders?
It's better than not defending your titles for 100 people.
How boring are the War Raiders? This is your main event? This reminds me of a Dynamite main event. This was a horrible choice for a main event.
I mean, what would you put? What would you really put any other besides this?
My roommate made a suggestion, and I think it was a smart one. I would have just ended with the CM Punk Seth Rollins thing. Because this was a letdown. Nobody cares about the War Raiders. Everybody left. I believe that Raw's taped this week. Well, Raw's about to tape next week's episode. I believe that's the case.
What do you believe?
That they're taping Raw immediately after Raw. Because next week's episode's taped.
Why would they be taping next week's Raw?
So they can give everybody the week off for the holidays.
You know how long it would be if they taped tonight's?
Yeah, they're giving them longer times off for the holidays.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, wouldn't it be over like 12 o'clock if they taped tonight's Raw?
Yeah, that's what they do. Sometimes, like I know on SmackDown, they'll start SmackDown early and it'll be like shown with an hour delay, so they can get out there earlier. I don't know. They might have did that for Raw.
So you believe tonight's being taped?
I believe next week's Monday Night Raw is a taped episode. I think it's being taped as we speak.
Oh, okay.
Vince is a Scrooge.
Why am I a Scrooge?
I don't know. I didn't say it. She did.
Oh. Hello, Cactus Kitty. All right, so let's get into it. Main event time. This match went back and forth. It was a little snooze fest. The champions controlled the match for the most part. Towards the end, I had a feeling there was going to be some kind of screw job. It wasn't
all of us for watching this match. We were screwed. We were screwed for watching this match. We were screwed.
Was it? So Balor attempted to grab a chair from ringside, and he was being challenged by somebody with a black coat on. Well, nonetheless, it was he was identified and shown as Damian Priest. And this was, I tell you, this was I had a feeling this was going to happen. I really did. And listen, I know you don't agree that they lost the titles, but something had to be done with these titles. I feel like keeping them on them for that long was a shame that they wasted all that time for these two guys. Shame.
Just a second. Let's just call a spade a spade. Boring ass episode of Monday Night Raw tonight. Boring ass. Do better. I know y'all just like getting everything ready for January 6th, Raw's Netflix. I know y'all just came off of Saturday night's main event. I know immediately after Raw going to Netflix, you got another freaking Saturday night's main event. And then Royal Rumble shortly after that. I understand. We're getting into nitty gritty. Don't give me subpar work. No world champion. No main event Jey Uso. No Io Sky. What is going on here, folks? You're giving me CM Punk and Seth Rollins on Raw on Netflix when it was supposed to be a WrestleMania main event last year? And you're not going to give it to me this year as a WrestleMania main event? You're giving it to me on freaking Raw where you already have the match, the main event of that show being two SmackDown wrestlers facing each other? Triple H, you gave me the 19th pull apart in 14 weeks. I never thought I'd be so sick of seeing Jason Jordan and Jamie Noble. What is going on? You gave me another one backstage. Drew McIntyre walking like he's Cody Rhodes all of a sudden as he's trying to approach Seth Rollins just to be attacked by Sami Zayn. What is going on here, Triple H?
I mean,
December 28th, I have a choice to go to either AEW Companies In or a house show. I thought it was a no-brainer. I'll go to the house show over Companies In. But then you gave me this. I'm disappointed.
Well,
just a second. Aren't you disappointed also?
I am, but I knew it was going to happen.
Your main event was involving the War Raiders. If that don't put you to sleep on a 2-hour episode, I'm a big fan of 2-hour Raws. I know a lot of people aren't. They like 3 hours. They like to fall asleep watching the show. I like 2-hour shows. Go by quick. I get what I need. I get out. It's like bedtime, right?
I mean, Charmaine, you might not thought it was boring, but there was a lot of segments that should have not been on tonight.
No, I don't want to go with you. I don't want to go with you and your husband and Daniel and his girlfriend. You got to be kidding me. That does not sound like a good time. You know what that sounds like? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wheels, and I'm the fifth one. No. If Dan the man doesn't bring Darletta, his girlfriend, I'll go. Maybe. Because a part of me wants to go to this WWE. But they gave me this Raw episode, and I'm so disappointed. This might have been one of the worst Raw episodes I've seen all year. After you gave me a subpar Saturday night's main event, and I'll be honest with you, SmackDown wasn't that good either. I tell Z all the time. Z like, oh, SmackDown's the best show each week. No, it's not. It's the best show each week when Roman is on. If Roman's not on, that show's lacking. And guess what? After the beginning of the year, Roman's moving on to Monday Night Raw. Why? I don't know why. Cactus Katie, I know you can count. You're an intelligent woman. I've talked to you all the time. You're an intelligent woman. You know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 5 wheels, and I'm the fifth one.
I do think before we get off here, I think we should.
This is how boring this episode of Raw was.
Real quick, we should go over Saturday night's main event that happened this past Saturday.
You can go over Saturday night's main event. That was also subpar. Saturday night's main event was so bad. You paying attention, Vinny? Saturday night's main event was so bad. What they show all the time and everybody's talking about was something that happened after the show went off the air. That's what everybody's talking about. What happened when the show went off the air? Nobody's talking about what happened when the show was on. They're talking about the stuff that happened after, Vinny. Why? Because it wasn't that good. It wasn't a bad episode. It was solid, but it wasn't that good. It wasn't memorable.
I think
I'm disappointed. NXT's been the best show for the last 2 weeks.
The best 2 parts of Saturday's main event were Jesse the Body coming back doing the promo on the old school flat top, and Pat McAfee makes his return to the broadcast table with Michael Cole.
Just a second, so I can't go. Your best part of the show were the commentators. As a commentator myself, I'm happy to hear that. But that just shows you how lacking the show was.
We start the show off with Sami Zayn taking on Drew McIntyre. This was a par match. I think we all knew
cool.
The match was okay. I knew Drew was going to win. I think the way he won with Sammy going out of the ring and then coming back in and hitting him with the clay bar, I think that was just a shitty ending of a match. We get into.
He lost. It was good. Claymore kick, as it should be. Drew McIntyre is a former world champion. Drew McIntyre is the epitome of wrestling. You build a superstar from the ground up, it should look like Drew McIntyre, in my opinion. He has it all. You disagree?
No, I agree.
Okay. You do a creative wrestler, he should look like Drew McIntyre.
I love the throwback nature to the history of the Nassau Coliseum. Yeah. That was pretty cool. The show.
That's the same place as Evolution was.
Huh?
The same place that WWE's Evolution in 2018, the all-women's pay-per-view, that was in that arena. I was there.
So there's a lot of history. There's a lot of history. We go to the next match, the Women's World Heavyweight Championship match. Io Sky taking on Liv Morgan. What did you think about this match?
I thought it was a solid showing, a solid match. I mean, Io doesn't have bad matches, and it was a statement match to make Liv Morgan look strong as she goes into her L that she's going to take to Rhea Ripley.
Okay. We go from there to the World Heavyweight Championship match between Damian
Randy Orton will do most of the people say. I disagree. I think it's not a bad choice. Don't get me wrong. I think Randy Orton is one of the best wrestlers of all time. But I think look-wise and everything else-wise is Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre can wrestle anybody of any size. He has great matches with people larger than him. He has great matches with people smaller than him. He can go power move with you. He can go wrestling moves with you. He can fly. He's great on the mic. There's not much weakness to Drew McIntyre. He's like the Philadelphia Eagles of wrestling.
Okay.
That's a very good reference.
Philadelphia Eagles don't have a
That
weakness.
makes so much sense.
They don't have a weakness. Keep telling people.
Gunther taking on Finn Balor, taking on Damian Priest for the World Heavyweight
And he has the sex appeal. He does. He better. In fact, this Thursday, the women are having an unsanctioned top 5 men, attractive men. It's unsanctioned. Drew better be number 1.
Who's doing that?
The women of UPR.
Oh, okay.
You want to be on?
For that?
Yeah. You want to talk about your top 5 male crushes?
No.
Fly, Eagles, fly on the road to victory.
The ring general is still your heavyweight championship after he defeated both Finn Balor and Damian Priest.
Just a second. Wasn't that some celebration he had tonight? Oh, he wasn't on.
Oh, tonight you mean? Yeah, I get it. There's a couple
Let's
of things.
SmackDown not have Cody.
It happens.
It'll probably happen this Friday because he suffered from that package pile driver.
I do like the fact that Damian Priest did a little old school tribute to the Undertaker in the match by trying to walk the ropes. Let's see. Priest and Gunther always bring the physical to their matches. I do believe that. I think these two guys can really go, and I know you said the last time they were in the ring it was boring, but it's good to see two guys fight when they're both almost the same size.
I never said Gunther has any boring match. Damian Priest is a boring wrestler at times, but Gunther puts on great matches. I don't like how they've been booking Gunther for the last 2 months. I think he had a hot start to his world title reign, and then it fizzled out a lot when he started feuding with Cody Rhodes. I don't like the fact that he is a world champion and he's treated like he has a secondary championship at times because of Cody Rhodes in his WWE championship that they still call the undisputed WWE championship. And they still say, oh, it's the main event. Oh, it's the biggest title. Like, why are you doing all that? Like, you're really disrespecting the world champion like that. The world champion is still the world champion. It should be treated as equal footing to the WWE champion. And I just don't like it. Gunther not being on, the hell?
Your women's United States Championship match, Minchin versus Chelsea Green. I could have went without this. I think you could have had 2 other women that were better in this.
Micha should have been the champion. You gave it to Chelsea Green. I know a lot of people are a fan of her. I'm not. I think she is not so credible to me as a champion of any kind, and she should not start off. Chicken shits work at times. Look at Miss. And then other times, it just does not work for me. In this role of being the person who's being chased for a championship, I don't see her. I can't believe her to be champion. Everybody should be able to beat me. Should be able to beat Chelsea Green. And both matches she won with fluky flukes. It is a sad day. They Raw main evented with the War Raiders.
A couple interesting things about this match. Cole mentioned that she made her debut in TNA Wrestling losing to Minchin, which was kind of awkward for Cole to do. She also did a throwback to Zack Ryder, by wearing the one leg look of the Broski 2009.
That's what that was?
It's what they call it.
I would not have known. Are you a fan of Zack Ryder?
Cardona. I like Cardona.
Zack Ryder.
No, I like Matt Cardona. I like Cardona now. I don't like Zack Ryder back.
Nobody knows who Matt Cardona is.
What do you mean?
They know him as Zack Ryder.
He's king of the death match.
The king of the indies?
Yeah, but he also calls himself the king of the death match.
I don't know. I don't see his work.
I'm just saying I'm not saying he does. I'm just saying that's what he says. He is the king. I mean, listen, I think he's turned the indies into a whole nother level with what he's done. I don't think he's the king of the death match because we know who the king of the death match is. This is definitely not him.
Speaking of TNA, former TNA heavyweight champion had a tease tonight on Monday Night Raw. Did you see it? Did you catch it?
No. He's definitely in.
They teased it. They gave a little promo, so to speak. I forgot what you call it, a little preview that he's coming. It was a very simple one, subtle one. You might have not seen it. Jeffrey, my man, saw it. They did it showed right before they did another Raw is Netflix. There was a 0 on screen, and then a line went through it.
Do you think Ray Phoenix is going to be coming with him?
Ray Phoenix is still in AEW. Is going to be AEW for the foreseeable future, and he can stay in AEW. I don't want him in WWE. Just give me Penta without Ray Phoenix.
These guys are great. What do you mean? They had like the best championship run.
Just a second. I think Ray Phoenix is a phenomenal talent, but he gets injured more times than any other wrestler I've ever seen in my life. Let him stay away, please. He gets injured too much. I can't do it. I can't do it.
We are now going.
Pentagon's one of my favorite wrestlers. I love Pentagon since MLW.
We are going into the last match, in the undisputed WWE Championship match. Cody Rhodes taking on Kevin Owens. Cody Rhodes got a briefcase last week, and everybody was speculating what it was. It was the Wing Eagle title brought back for one night and one night only. What do you think about this match?
Listen, Cero Miendo. It was all right. It was a solid match, but Kevin Owens should have won. But I knew Kevin Owens was going to win because the end game is not Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes. The end game is Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton.
At Mania?
I believe that's your Mania match. But I'm not sure anymore because Cody's moving to Raw. And I don't think Cody and Randy are moving to Raw. If they do, then I don't know who SmackDown's going to have.
Well, Chris, is there anything you want to add to tonight's show before we head off into the sunset?
The Viking Raiders need to head off to the sunset and never to be seen in WWE ring again. They're not entertaining. NXT has been the best show in WWE for the last 2 weeks, and I encourage everybody to watch it. Great program, very entertaining. Raw gives me the same pull-aparts every fucking week.
What was the other pull-apart you said?
Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn were fighting in the backstage. As soon as Sami Zayn attacked Drew McIntyre, here comes Jason Jordan again. Here comes Jamie Noble again. Here comes Kenny Dykstra again. All about 4 different referees every fucking time. I'm sick of the pull-aparts, man. They're fun and they're entertaining, but when you see it all, what was a couple of the most famous pull-aparts? Do you know? That could be a top 5 pull-aparts. I'll name 2 off the top. I'll name 2 off the top. Cena and Brock Lesnar.
Okay.
Undertaker and Brock Lesnar. I mentioned 2 that happened 2 years apart from each other. 3 years, actually, apart from each other.
Didn't Stone Cold have a bunch of those, too?
No.
Yeah, he did.
Nah.
Stone Cold had some.
They do watch UPR. I'm telling you, they watch UPR. You know how many things, Jeffrey, that I've said on this show, and then next week they either incorporate it or they change it? I'm telling you, they watch us. I know they watch us.
You think WWE watches us?
Hell yeah. I think they have somebody who specifically looks at shit. And it's like a resource or something. It's like they're hired, just like the same people who look for illegal streams when they're having their pay-per-views and stuff. They have somebody who's monitoring social media for things that's about WWE, and then they report it back. I think that's your job. And I think sometimes they report stuff that we said. We have predicted so much on this show. It's ridiculous.
We need a cut of that. We need a cut.
I do need a cut. WWE should have hired me years ago, but I never really wanted to work for WWE. So,
well, guys, that is all the time we have for you tonight. Chris, what do you give tonight's show?
D. I still like the CM Punk Seth Rollins segment, but that's the only thing that saved the show. I was happy they gave Dirty Dom a microphone again, but I feel like until they unleash Dirty Dom, they're not doing him a service. He's like arguably the best heel in the business, and they don't use him. They use him as a lackey for Liv Morgan. Granted, they did with Rhea Ripley too, but when she was with Rhea, they let him talk. Let him go and cook. This was the first time. First time. Ladies and gentlemen, we do have a Patreon. Patreon / unpopular review. Please make sure if you're watching us that you're donating. We have so many things we are trying to bring to you in the 2025, and we need finances to do it. I mean, I'm just being quite frank with you. So go ahead and drop a dime to us, many tiers and levels. We'll start putting it in the descriptions, our Patreon. But definitely watch us, subscribe to us, and Patreon and Unpopular Review Wrestling. That's all I got, Vinny.
I give tonight's show a C.
I'll
give it a C. Well, guys, that is all the time we have for you tonight. Thank you for joining us. Before we go, let's talk about the shows at 6 p.m. every Monday night. It's the Mike Knox Show. This man's going to hold it down. Two-time host of the year, Mike Knox. On Monday nights, going to be changing soon to Tuesday.
We only have one more.
One more show until we choose. We tune in until 7 o'clock on Tuesdays. But you can catch us a couple more times right here at 10 o'clock Eastern time for the Rated R review with Venomous Vincent, and the executive consultant and Freckled Sensei will bring it down to you. On Tuesday nights, right after NXT, it is the NXT review show with the Great Puma and the Wrestling Doll. The ladies of AEW will bring it in as Sheriff and Cactus Katie will hold it down for the AEW Dynamite brand over there on AEW Reviews. Top 5 this week, you said it's males, you said?
Male Crushes.
Male Crushes is your top 5 this week on Thursdays. And rounding off on Saturdays, it's Z is Silent with the SmackDown Penitentiary. That is the lineup, guys. We also have an entertainment side. Chris, tell the fine people of UPR how they can watch the entertainment of UPR.
Just follow us and subscribe to us on Unpopular Review Entertainment, UPRE, on YouTube. And we review a lot of movies, television shows, and books. So look forward to that.
What's this week's review?
You know what? Tomorrow we drop Who's Harry Crumb, a movie I have not seen ever. And spoiler alert, wouldn't want to watch it again.
You've already watched it?
Yeah, watch it so we can review it.
What is it about? What is it like?
It's a John Candy movie. It wasn't that good.
Well, guys, we're getting out of here. We are UPR Rated R review for Monday, December 16th. I'm Vincent, a.k.a. Big V, the executive consultant. We'll see you guys next week. Take care.
Not everybody.